Thanks for downloading another segment from the Best of the Classic Metal Show. The Classic Metal Show is heard live on Saturdays from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. Eastern, exclusively at www.theclassicmetalshow.com. And now here's another piece of Classic Metal Show history on the Best of the Classic Metal Show.
The Classic Metal Show.
There's a guy that some people know in Hollywood. Evidently, everybody knows this guy in Hollywood. He seems to be the most popular beggar and hanger-on in Hollywood, next to Happen and Harry.
Happen and Harry. Wow, now there's a name.
Yeah. And we've actually had this guy on the show, and he seems to be quite a controversial figure. In fact, just earlier, we had received that email from Joe, and he said someone needs to just go kill the Snakemannn.
Well, I don't know about that, but from the sound of things this week, it sounds like God might be trying to kill the Snakemannn.
That's what I hear, and as of the writing that you got in your hand, according to what the Snakemannn was said, Snakemannn may not even be of this earth anymore at this point.
He might be dead. I don't know, man. But yeah, our good friend Red actually submitted me the latest posting from the Snakemannn. I thought maybe I should give it a little read and we could comment on it a little bit.
Well, please do. I haven't seen what Victor the Snakemannn is up to.
All right. Well, here's what Vic has to say. Okay. The past few months, I have been less than honest with you about a few things.
Uh-oh.
Well, not less than honest as much as not letting anyone know about my situation.
I thought he let everybody know what his situation is.
Well, apparently not, man. I mean, apparently there are some big doings in Snakemannn land.
Really?
Just haven't known what's going on. So check this out. I have been really sick. I have good days and bad days. My gallbladder is inflamed and I have gallstones. One passed into my liver and almost took me out.
How does he know that?
Well, because he knows. He's a Snakemannn.
How did a gallstone get into his liver? That's what I want to know.
What I want to know is, as the Snakemannn, could you see the little stone moving around in him like if a snake ate a rat?
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, where were we here? He says it again. I have some good days, and I try to go out and do things and try to make money and look for work, etc., but it's been really hard. On the bad days, I just want to die. I need surgery, but I cannot leave my dog alone for a possible week.
Here's a guy who will die before he finds someone who will watch and water his dog.
Right.
How many people during your lifetime have asked you, hey, could you stop by my house and give my dog something to eat and make sure his water dish is full?
Yeah, you would think
How many times has that ever happened to you in your life?
It's happened, sure.
It's happened to me at least a half a dozen times in my life, and I said, sure, I'll stop by and give Fido some water and make sure his food bowl is full.
Yeah, why not? Somebody's got to be willing, and if not, sorry, pup, but you get to die because I'm not going to die. If it's me or you, it's me.
Right.
Sorry.
So this guy won't go seek medical attention because nobody will watch his dog?
That's what he says.
Oh, my goodness.
He continues. The doctor I consulted said I moved from just a gallbladder with gallstones to a whole nother level. And nother is spelled N-U-T-H-A.
Wow. He's getting all urban on our ass and shit.
Well, it's because he lives on the street.
I guess.
They have to operate and not through the belly button. So I might be in the hospital up to a week and laid out for another week or two.
Wow.
Okay. But that's not all. I have been trying to sue my landlord for problems in my apartment, making me sick, and have not had any luck.
Well, let me ask you something. Have you ever known anybody who had a case against their landlord for having gallstones?
No, that court case has never come by my desk.
Most people don't even realize that gallstones, more often than not, do you know what the biggest catalyst for gallstones are?
I don't know, but I'm going to take a guess. Fatty foods.
That, but it's actually a beverage.
A beer?
No.
Water?
No.
Iced tea.
A beverage with high amounts of caffeine, be it coffee or Coke or Pepsi.
Please don't tell me that. I drink a gallon of coffee a
Well,
day.
but not everybody is susceptible to it. But for those who do suffer from gallstones, oftentimes it's brought on by the excessive intake of caffeine.
Well, sounds like coffee is cheap, so maybe Snakemannn can afford to drink it.
I guess, or a lot of soda.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have any money to buy it.
But I'm just saying that sometimes people are susceptible to gallstones due to a high intake of caffeine.
Well, when I read down a little bit lower, you'll see he's not affording pop.
Okay.
All right. As the Snakemannn continues, I have not been able to get a lawyer, and it seems the courts are totally in favor of the landlords, and there are no rights here in Vegas for tenants.
Really? The courts are in favor of the landlords?
Yeah, that's usually the way I see it. Hey, it's the landlord court.
Right.
So I went to court today, and the judge said I failed to do my own paperwork correctly, and I could not sue her the way I needed to, and I was in the wrong court.
Well, the judge at least was helping him out. At least he didn't say, "Get out of my court, you bum."
Right. So my landlord got a retaliation judgment against me and got an order to evict me.
A retaliation judgment, huh?
In other words, Snakemannn was trying to sue this person so that they couldn't throw him out of his apartment.
It's called a frivolous lawsuit, is what it is.
That's what it is. I have been out of here. I have to be out of here by Friday or come up with $1,500 to stop the eviction. If I cannot come up with the money, the marshal will show up Friday morning and remove me and my dog and put all of my property on the street, as I do not have any friends here. Well, I do, but it seems no one wants to hang out with me in bad times.
Well, that's not exactly a friend then, is it?
Yeah, no kidding.
A friend in need is a friend indeed.
I just started a job, and I'm going to lose it, so I will never get out of the hole.
I can't. You know what this reminds me of?
What?
That Alice Cooper song. I can't get a job because I don't have a car. I don't have a car because I don't have a job.
You've been in Vegas, correct?
Many times.
Okay. Now I'm not talking about the nice places in Vegas, but I would imagine, and I'm guessing here, that if you were to go about 5 miles outside of the strip, any direction, 5 miles north, south, east, or west, right? Mm-hmm. There's a bunch of flop house motels that are like $10 to $15 a day.
Yeah, they're not real expensive.
There's just some cheap shitbag hotels, right, that people live in week to week.
Sure.
Because people lose all their money in Vegas. They need somewhere to stay.
Right. So
there's got to be a bunch, and I've not been to Vegas in a while, but I'm assuming that outside of Vegas there's some real dirtball places that you can stay cheap.
Right.
So this guy, now it doesn't snow in Vegas, does it?
It has the possibility, but it's like around January or February that it'll do that.
So in theory, this guy could stay somewhere for probably $50, $60 a week, maybe $100 a week, and buy a bicycle and get back and forth to work until he gets himself on his feet. Right. True?
True.
All right. I just wanted to make sure I was all right, but I guess with those bad gallstones, you can't ride the bike.
Well, I guess my thoughts here is, why did he go to Vegas to begin with?
Who knows? Of all the places you could go, why would you go to Vegas?
Yeah.
All right, let's continue here. I put $3,000 of my jewelry in a pawn shop here for a $300 loan.
Wow.
I still get over 100 emails a month from people who say they're going to buy some jewelry, and I have had one sale in the past month.
Well, what does that tell you?
Tells you no one wants to buy your overpriced shit. And I won't even say shit. It might be good. I mean, you looked at it. Did you see anything that looked pretty good?
I wasn't impressed.
All right, so it's average stuff. So whatever. I'm not gonna say the guy makes bad jewelry. I'm just gonna say people don't want to buy it.
Right. For whatever reason.
It's no one's fault.
Yeah. For whatever reason, people don't want your jewelry.
People don't have to buy it because you're the Snakemannn.
Right.
So it's Wednesday afternoon, and I have less than 40 hours to come up with some money. I have some jewelry on my sales items page on my site below for sale if anyone wants to get something. I have guitar picks from famous rock stars on my Snakemannn with 3Ns.com site, and I have a bunch of things for sale here if anyone is local and wants to stop by in Vegas. You could also go to my PayPal and just give me $1 or more.
Okay.
Everything helps. I seriously need to get out of this hole so I can get to work and restart my life. Here's another good one that's a recurring theme. Since the writer's strike in January, I have hit the bottom twice now. I moved here for a job that still hasn't happened, and with all the layoffs and everything, it's been really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's the only one going through a hard time financially, right?
Well, you know what the thing is how long have we been kind of covering the Snakemannn?
6 months or so?
Yeah, and he's no better off today than he was in 6 months, but yet he still has computer access, he still is writing his blog, and he's still surviving.
Of course. Well, that library, it's a good place.
Yeah, so, again, he hasn't been able to improve his condition in 6 months.
No, so that's on him. Because I'm quite sure there's a Burger King and a McDonald's, and he's a haircut away from either of those jobs.
Sure.
Just not willing to.
Nope.
So whatever.
Because he lives what?
What do you mean?
His lifestyle is what?
What, pathetic?
No, metal.
Oh yeah, he is metal. That is true.
He lives metal.
I don't hear him ever looking for a chick, though, to take care of him, as he said in the earlier thing, do you?
Where's those strippers? There's plenty of strippers in Vegas.
Yeah, but none of them trying to take care of the Snakemannn.
Evidently not.
I've been trying hard to get something going here, and when I finally do, I hit the bottom again. My PayPal is Snakemannn with 3 Ns at AOL.com, and you could also email me there if you see some jewelry on my site you want before you order. If anyone is interested, I made me a brand new skull wallet chain about a year ago, and it's in a lot of my pics. I sell it for $1,500 normally. If anyone wants it, I'll let it go for $900.
Wow.
A skull wallet chain? Who is going to pay $1,500 for a chain to a wallet?
I have no idea.
I mean, if this thing would tow a boat, would you pay $1,500 for it?
No.
$1,500 for a wallet chain. Let me make sure I'm not reading this wrong. If anyone is interested, I made me a brand new skull wallet chain. Skull wallet chain.
Uh-huh.
That's a chain, right, on a wallet.
Yeah, it's the one that hooks to your belt loop or your belt and goes to the wallet and hangs down along your thigh.
I sell it for $1,500 normally, but if anyone wants it, I'll let it go for $900. Who's going to pay $900 for a wallet chain?
I don't know. I guess if you want a quote-unquote a real silver wallet chain, I guess that's the going price, but hell, how would I know?
I might pay $9 for a wallet chain.
Sure.
I don't know that I'd pay that.
Right.
I also have a one-of-a-kind piece I made for myself, but not on my site, skull bracelet. I was going to sell it for $350. That I will let go for $225.
Wow.
That's a bargain.
Yep.
If you want anything off my sales items let me try again. If you want anything off my sales items page, any order over $50 is 20% off listed prices, and any order over $100 is 30% off. But please email me the pieces you want at Snakemannn with 3 Ns at AOL.com first. Thanks. I can ship to Europe or Australia or Japan for an extra fee depending on how much the order is. So if you order from there, please let me know when you email me. Thanks. Sorry to bring such bad news in these bad times. If I don't get the money, I will be out on the street sick and no way to do anything Friday morning. So anything helps. Oh, yeah. If you want to put a banner on my sites or page for a fee, email me. Want to do that, Neil? Want to put the Classic Metal Show banner on his page?
Sure.
That would be funny.
So in his time of need and sickness and being laid up and being hurting and etc., he still has time to shill all this stuff.
Not only that, and not only can you buy a space on his site for your advertisement, but if you want to spend even more money, check this out. If you want to get in my top 40, email me.
Top 40 friends?
Top 40 friends.
Really? Is that going to cost you?
Of course.
Wow.
So you can buy into the Snakemann's top 40.
Wow. We ought to do like a Rick Dees type thing, you know. Snakemann's top 40, you know. Hey, this is the Snakemann, and it's time for my top 40. Running down the list of names here on my MySpace, we got Shelly, who donated $40 to be my number one friend. She hails from St. George, Utah.
We received this letter. It reads,
and she writes,
Dear Victor, Dear Victor, I feel so bad for your plight. I only sincerely hope that your dog will survive and that your gallstones will magically pass. Will you please play I'm a Loser Baby by Beck and dedicate it to yourself? Thank you, Victor, the Snake Woman. Well, Snake Woman, here it is. It's Beck.
On
Loser.
Victor, the Snakemann's top 40. He could have his own little radio show going on there.
No kidding. He'd probably make some money.
That's great.
Well, Victor concludes, if you delete me from your list for this, oh well. Sorry I was such a letdown. I do try to be more than I can be, but right now life just crapped on me again.
Oh.
But look at the good side. I can make crap aid now. What does that mean?
Like Kool-Aid, but crap aid?
Oh, boy, is that awful. Have a happy Halloween, Vic.
Wow. Well, thanks, Vic.
Yeah, thank you, Vic.
Wow. So there you are. That is the adventures of the Snakemann.
Yeah, let's hope he's still alive.
Now, let me try this here. That is your adventures of the Snakemann.
Snakemann Radio.
There you are.
There it is.
I don't wish harm on the guy, but god damn, is that pathetic.
I mean, look, I would love to hear that this guy gets his shit together, but until he just stops writing about it and takes responsibility for himself, cuts his hair and gets a job, he's going to continue to struggle.
I agree.
Cut your hair, stupid. Jeez, oh man. At what point do you hit bottom? You know, I mean, how much further down can this guy go?
I don't know.
At what point? Look, dude, I mean, if you were at this point, let's be honest. If you were at this point, let's think of the things. Would you cut your hair?
Sure, I've done it.
Okay. Would you wear a tie every day?
If that's what the job requires.
Okay. Would you work overnight shifts?
You do what it takes to pay the bills.
And see, this is where I have very little respect for old Snakey. Because I was scumbag, stupid, steelworker guy. You know, and I worked that job, and it sucked, and I worked third shift, you know, in a hothouse. You know, that job sucked ass. But all through that time, I got myself smarter and smarter with these dumb computers, and I got myself out of that situation eventually, you know?
Right. It takes work.
Yeah, you can't wait for it to happen. You got to go make it happen.
Right, I agree.
But he'll never get that. He's going to continue being a long-haired homeless guy.
Right, I agree.
Nice move.
Sure. That
right,
concludes another edition of The Snakemann in Las Vegas.
Snakemannn Radio.
Nice. I like that. You got a good little jingle there. Try that again.
Snakemannn Radio.
That concludes another edition of the Snakemannn from Las Vegas. We appreciate you all to tuning in, and we want to thank our sponsors. MySpace, the place where you can sell your top 40 friends.
Snakemannn Radio.
We're bastards.
We are, but he's worse.
Oh, boy. Thanks for checking out the Best of the Classic Metal Show. You can tune into the Classic Metal Show live every Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. Eastern, exclusively at www.theclassicmetalshow.com.
The Classic Metal Show.